The second thing I wanted to talk to you about, when I was a young teacher, I was very upset. I love math. Math is my thing. And at our school, we have an orchestra. It's not that good, but it's an orchestra. And twice a week, many children left my room and missed an hour to go to orchestra. And I thought, they're missing my class. They are going to suffer so much because they're going to orchestra and missing my important class. But something interesting happened. I noticed that the children who went to orchestra did better than the children who stayed in my class. And I thought, how could this be? So I went to the orchestra to watch what the children were learning. And here's what I learned. When a child is playing a musical instrument, they are not just learning about music. They are learning about discipline, practice, listening to other people to know when to play. They are learning mathematics, the count. They are learning about making mistakes and fixing their mistakes. They are learning about taking chances. They are learning about struggling, having a piece of music that they cannot play, but then with practice, they can play. They also learned that sometimes they don't get to play because it's someone else's turn to play. And I thought, that's a pretty valuable set of skills for a child to have. And I thought, well, if my students are getting better going to music twice a week, what if they had music every day? So I started to learn to play the guitar. I play pretty well, but I'm not great. And pretty soon, the kids were better than me because I was giving guitar lessons, and when the kids would say, I want to play something hard, I would say, oh, it's too hard for you. It wasn't too hard for them, it was too hard for me. I had to get better. The children were way better than I was. So here is what I want to tell you before we talk about the arts. I heard from teachers yesterday, just like in the United States, that the system puts many hurdles in front of you, many obstacles. Sometimes when you want to be creative, you are not allowed to be creative. But I beg all of you, don't lose yourself. You are the most important thing in that classroom. I think if you like to cook, you should cook with your students. Find a way to fit it into the system. If you like running, you should be running with your children. Share yourself. I have 3 things in the world that I love: baseball, rock and roll, and Shakespeare. I love them. So, in my 3rd year of teaching, I decided to teach my children English by using Shakespeare. And to show you that I know about obstacles, I made a big mistake. I made the biggest mistake a teacher can make. I asked permission. I learned later, do not ask permission, ask forgiveness later on. So I wrote a letter to my bosses downtown, and I said, I would like to teach my children Shakespeare. I will teach after school. It will not interrupt the curriculum. You do not have to pay me. But at my school, at 3 o'clock, alarms go off because of all the gangs. So I told the police, if you hear the alarms in room 56, it's just us learning Shakespeare. My district told me, no, you cannot teach Shakespeare. It is not important. We need to teach the children things that is about learning, not Shakespeare. And I thought, are you crazy? So I started doing Shakespeare anyway. And I used to get in a lot of trouble. People would yell at me. But then I got lucky. I won the award as the National Teacher of the Year in the United States, and they stopped yelling. So the lesson is you have to follow your heart if you know it's right for the children. What I want to tell you is, even if you are a math teacher or if you are a science teacher, I hope all of you become art teachers. I did not understand the power of art in my early years, but slowly over the years, I built a team of people around me. And now, when my class does a Shakespeare play, people come from all over the world just to be in that room. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you an amazing clip that no one has seen. We put this together just for you. But I want to tell you some things that I know. Does anybody here do plays with children? Does anybody ever put on a play or do drama? Okay. I don't know anything about drama. So if you think you have to be an expert, you don't. I don't know anything about acting. I have never been in a play, ever. I am a terrible director. Terrible. Just ask my students. They will tell you. I don't know what I am doing. But I do know that if my children understand language, their life is going to be better. I started to teach them music. So much now that now a student in my class in 1 year learns at least 2 instruments. Some learn 6 instruments, and they play well. You'll see. They're good. They're very good because they love to play. They are not practicing because someone makes them practice. They want to practice. When I come to school at 6 a.m., the children are sitting in the dark waiting for me. Where have you been, Rafe? Let's rock. Let's go. Again, don't get mad. I don't give a lot of homework. I don't believe in a lot of homework because my children already spend a long day with me. They need to go home and relax. And because my students are musicians, they always have homework because they are practicing, practicing, practicing. And each year, as we put on a Shakespeare play, I added things to the play. Now we have a choreographer. And you're going to see some wild dancing in this clip. My friend talked to you about the children trusting, not just me, but each other. There is one scene you will see, get ready, in The Comedy of Errors, a Shakespeare play about twins, where one boy, he is 10 years old, will take off all his clothes, down to his underwear, in front of the boys and girls. No problem. They trust each other. He is not taking off his clothes. His character is taking off his clothes. And that's the way the children think about it. They have absolute confidence in each other. Now, one more thing, if you ever want to try a play with children, if you watch this and think, I could never do this. Yes, you can. You don't have to be what I do. But keep this in mind. My play with the children is done in our classroom. We have no costumes. We do not build any props or sets. That's showbiz. This is about children speaking language well. Wait till you hear these children speak. Listen to their command of language and ask yourself, how well will these children interview for a job one day? Watch the way they work together. How many will work in a business with each other one day? These children do not want to be actors or rock stars or dancers. It's just a part of their life with life skills that they are learning. They play baseball every day. They are not going to be professional baseball players. So many schools think that only the children who are going to be actors should be acting. I disagree. I have learned that the arts are for all children. Even those that don't speak well, you will be amazed at how much your kids can do once you give them a chance. The first time I ever did a play with children, it was 10 minutes long with 5 children. Now our plays are 3 hours long with a full band and full dancing. But remember, this is my 29th year. It did not look like this in my 3rd year. And that's why I love being a teacher. But I brought for you a clip. I would like to give you a glimpse of different scenes. And here's what you're going to see. You'll see many instruments being played: guitar, piano, drums, the sitar, violins, cellos, all kinds of amazing instruments. You will hear beautiful singing. Nothing here is fake. We did not do, this is a live performance. There's nothing, no trickery here. And you're going to see maybe clips from the last 6 years of plays. You'll see funny scenes. You'll see a husband running away from his wife in his underwear. You'll see very sad scenes from The Merchant of Venice. You'll see a 10-year-old boy playing Shylock. Look at his intensity as he acts. He is like a professional, and he doesn't even want to be an actor. You will see music, but most of all, you will see joy. These children are having a lot of fun, and you can tell that they can work very hard and have fun at the same time without fear. These kids, somebody asked yesterday, do they forget their lines? Do they get scared? No, because they've been in a classroom where for a whole year, when they make mistakes, nobody gets mad at them. It's just a mistake. They learn that when they forget their lines or they say their part wrong, it doesn't bother me. They're just 10 years old. I just help them do it better. And they get so much confidence that they look like the clip you're about to see. Before we show it, did you want to, are we serving people? How are we doing this? Should we just go on? You were talking about serving people some, how did you want to do this best?